And by the way, he's doing it in the South Bronx not to make a point, but because he's got court. And the man practically has the legal version of an ankle bracelet around him, and he can't leave the 5 boroughs because he always has to be in court. And so...
Jealous a bit much?
It is truly an embarrassment to him.
All right, that was AOC sounding a bit bitter that Trump went to her home turf of the Bronx. I'm going to play his video from Jesse Waters. AOC has more to say, calling him broke, so stay tuned. Let's check it out.
Gave her a vicious bite.
This morning, supporters waited in line in the rain to hear the former president, a borough that voted 90% for Biden in 2020, which today became a bit more red. After 4 years, you could feel the buyer's remorse. Johnny was there as our witness.
Why are you here today? To support Donald Trump.
I am here for Trump.
To support Donald Trump. To put America first.
What do you like about Donald Trump?
Everything. He's from Queens, and he speaks our language.
I like Trump because he keep it real. He don't got no filter. He's for the people.
He speaks money. And this is what the country needs. We need money, not inflation. We need money.
Everything was under control. We had low inflation. We had gas under $1.80.
Look, these people can see with their eyes. They see what's going on. They see inflation was much lower under Trump. When Trump left office, gas was $2.39. Now it's about $3.60. Yeah.
What issues are people in the Bronx facing?
Economic stress. They're facing an illegal invasion.
In the Bronx right now, it's definitely crime.
Prices is extreme.
We care about the housing. We care about the crime.
How has Joe Biden addressed those issues? He hasn't.
He hasn't addressed them. He wants to make them worse.
Nothing. He's just been talking a lot.
The Biden name in the Bronx sounds like mass incarceration.
What has Joe Biden done for the minority community?
He's done nothing but say, you ain't black.
Incarcerated us. Not a thing.
Absolutely nothing.
I really could not tell you what he's done.
Joe Biden says, if you don't support him, you ain't black. Are you black?
Hey, Joe, guess what?
Oh, I'm absolutely black, and I support Trump.
I don't know why he would say that. He's not even black.
I guess I said I ain't black, because I'm not voting for him.
Trump is more black than him. Trump is black as I am. You heard?
Love was in the air. Donald Trump.
Of course, Democrats will say those were pawns that were paid for. Yeah.
Trump speaking for over an hour, addressing the economy, the border, foreign policy, and, of course, Joe Biden.
Our subways are squalid and unsafe. The ceiling tiles are falling down, and they look worse than a third world country. The medians of our highways are crumbling. Our sidewalks are littered with garbage, bottles, and trash. Biden is not getting the job done for the Bronx. The minute crooked Joe Biden shuffles out the door, I will rapidly rebuild the greatest economy in the history of the world. Look, we had the greatest economy in history. In Brooklyn, American students at James Madison High School were recently told they had to stay at home from school so their classrooms could be turned into housing for thousands of migrants. Very simply, Joe Biden puts illegal aliens first. I put America first. I put America first.
Not everybody was happy that Trump was on their turf. Reverend Al Sharpton, happy DEI Thursday, by the way, was ready for a street fight.
Donald Trump is a street fighter. You do not come into the ring with him with gloves, looking for a referee to stop every 3 minutes rest. No, this is a street fight. You come in with a broke bottle and an ash can because it's going to be that kind of battle.
Fighting dirty. Democrats don't know any other way. Forget about winning hearts and minds. They'd rather throw you in jail and call you racist. Here's Joe Biden's new ad. Watch.
Of course I hate these people.
Donald Trump disrespecting black folk is nothing new. He was sued for refusing to rent his apartments to black families and called for the execution of 5 innocent black and brown teenagers.
And it's more than anger, it's hatred.
It's why Trump stood with violent white supremacists, warned of a bloodbath if he loses the next election. And if he's president again,
that bloodbath thing has already been debunked like 50 times.
Out to be a dictator who wants revenge on his enemies. Now, who do you think that is?
Donald Trump's been running his mouth his whole life, nonstop. And they can't find a single thing he said that's racist. They have to go back to the 80s to find Central Park 5. Here's Trump in the 80s, by the way. Black America wanted to beat Trump before Black America had even heard the name Joe Biden. Politics has always been personal. Personality's persuasive. But nothing persuades like results. Traditional Democrat constituencies, young Black, Hispanic voters, are not better off than they were 4 years ago and are coming around to a man who represents a movement they were told not to trust. But every bone in their body tells them that they can't trust the party bosses. Sick of their corny commands and broken promises, people in the Bronx and all over America are beginning to think for themselves, independently, outside of a system that's trapped and scolded them for opening their mouths and eyes. AOC's brain can't even grasp anything other than left-right. Watch her stammer and lie. Humiliated, Trump gets bigger crowds in her borough than she does.
New York City's blue. Brooklyn's blue. Brooklyn is blue. Queens is
Look at that. She can't even talk right.
blue. The Bronx is blue, and he's got nowhere to go. And so he's decided to come to the South Bronx. He's broke. He needs to pay these legal funds and, bussing people in order to get those donations so that he can funnel them to his legal fees is kind of his business right now.
Trump does.
I mean, where did she get that information from? How does she know that Trump bust them in? I mean, those are clearly locals right there that were talking earlier.
Doesn't have to be in court for a week. He doesn't have to be in the Bronx. He wants to. Trump's not going to the Bronx because he's broke. He's going to the Bronx because the Bronx is broke, thanks to Bidenomics and AOC. Johnny's been there since 2. Hasn't seen a single bus pull up.
Where are you from?
The Bronx, actually.
I'm originally from the Bronx and from New York.
I'm from the Bronx.
Right here in the Bronx, New York. This is home, right here.
AOC says if you're not a Democrat, you don't belong here in the Bronx.
Right.
What do you say?
I disagree with that.
I don't think she should be here in the Bronx. I actually don't know any Democrats living in the Bronx.
Look, AOC, look at the tremendous support for Mr. Donald J. Trump.
You need to tell her then she need to stay out the Bronx because look at all the people around. Everybody's here for Trump.
I am a Democrat, and I belong here.
And who are you voting for?
Donald J. Trump.
What has AOC done for the Bronx?
She's done nothing for the Bronx. Nothing. Nothing's changed. Nothing's gotten any better.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Let her come to the Bronx and let her come among us people that struggle. She doesn't even know what struggle is.
All these people want is to be heard. And when you realize that, you understand how easy a politician's job is. Even easier than mine. You listen to the voters and you deliver the goods. That's it. You don't ignore them and deliver for yourself. AI would do a better job in Washington than Democrats. The Bronx has never felt more
He's probably not wrong about that.
abandoned.
We have so many Americans doing so bad in this country because we have people in this country believe that they have the right to strip us of our humanity, strip us of everything that we own, strip us of our rights to raise our children the way we want to raise our children. We have to stand up against them. It's not about just supporting Trump. It's supporting your rights. It's supporting this country's rights. It's supporting our children. All of you people at home that's scared to come out and say you support Donald Trump, we get you. We understand. You might lose your job. You might lose, but vote for him anyway. If you continue to support the Democratic Party, which is anti-black, you're a damn fool.
The forgotten men and women of this country, the normies, and blue-collar Democrats who've been slighted for decades are all joining together as a part of a growing movement from the ground up. The movement reaches from the heartland to the street corner. It's everywhere. And the Bronx is just the beginning.
That was a great segment by Jesse Waters. Excellent reporting right there. And what that guy was saying is how a lot of Americans feel. A lot of black Americans feel that way. Look, I'm half black and I'm half Latino. I stopped voting. I left the Democrat Party back in 2014. It was actually the midterms of 2014. I considered myself independent at that point because I started seeing things more, and there was another guy who was talking to me, showing me the light. And then 2016, I voted for Trump, and I voted Republican ever since. But, yeah, Democrats haven't done anything for anybody. what the guy is saying, like I said, is how a lot of Americans feel. You saw the one guy who said he's Democrat, he's voting for Trump. A lot of men and women, black, Hispanic, white, all voting for Trump because the Bronx, like Jesse Waters said, he went there because the Bronx is broke, not because he's broke. Trump is not, look, he's not going to the Bronx to get money from people that are struggling. That's not what he's doing. They're going to see him because they need somebody who's going to stand up for them, who's going to make the Bronx a better place to live, to bring economic opportunity, to help bring crime down, to make their lives better. And they're not wrong. Inflation was lower, 1.4% when Trump left office. Now we went up as high as 9% on an annualized basis. Now it's 3%, 3.4% as the last reading. Gas is $3.60 a gallon, like I said. These things matter. These things matter to people because it affects their direct pocketbook. The immigration crisis. New York is feeling it big time because Biden has opened the floodgates. And they don't like it. They don't want to see their hometown, their streets infiltrated with illegal aliens. They don't want to see their schools being taken over by children who are not citizens. The thing is that Trump does is he wants to put these people first. He wants to put the American citizens first, the well-being of the American population, the American citizens first, not people that are here illegally. And I think this is great by him going to the Bronx. He may not win New York. He won't win New York. But if he can show that he can bring people together and he maybe flip some down ballot races, I think that would be a huge victory. Look, he's going to lose New York. I think he lost it 84-16 last time. He closed the gap though from 2016. I think Hillary Clinton won about 93-7 or something. It was pretty bad. I don't know. Then Trump closed the gap. He may close it even more this time. It may be 70-30. To me, that's a step in the right direction. We haven't had a Republican win since Ronald Reagan back in the 80s. He hasn't won that state since 1980, I believe it was 84, one of the two. But AOC is just bitter. She's bitter because he went on her home turf, so she's trying to find anything negative to say about him. Oh, he's broke. He's only coming there because he needs the money. He's not going to win. This place is blue. What has AOC done for the Bronx? Why are people in the Bronx struggling and AOC represents them? But she's not struggling. She drives a Tesla. She's up there in D.C. in a nice apartment, I bet. And I think she travels to Florida and stuff. I think she was seen in Florida vacation with her lame boyfriend or fiance, whatever he is. I don't think does she come back to the Bronx? I don't know. Does she live there? No. Does she have an apartment right there in the hood? I doubt it. Yeah, but that was a great video. Great job on Trump. They say it was 25,000 people. I don't know. I'm thinking it was more like 3,000 or 4,000 people that showed up. Sometimes Trump can exaggerate things a bit. He sees 4,000 people and so look at that, 25,000 people showing up. That's just what was reported from the campaign, I believe. But I don't think it was 25,000. Maybe, like I said, maybe 3 or 4, based on what I've heard and what I've seen. But all right, guys, I'm going to leave that right there. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. See you next time. Thank you. Take care.